Yo, what is up? It is your boy Stephlyon, and we're reacting to Super Mac Brother 4.0.1 is live, baby. Yo, I literally didn't know when it was gonna go live. I came home from work, I freaking installed it, and I'm yet to try it out. But man, I am excited because if 4.0.1 is as good as it should be, this is another level, man. This is another level.
Star Citizen 4.0.1 has just gone live, dropping
Yes,
to the live
sir.
servers last night, replacing Alpha 3.2.4.3.
Damn,
That's the new live
it's
build,
gone.
plus 4.0 preview
3.24
has
is
now
gone.
been taken down as well. And there was no wipe, so all progress, barring the usual items that aren't covered
Let's
by long-term
go.
persistence,
There we
should
go.
remain. Now, with it dropping last night around 1 AM this morning, I
Right,
have not
okay.
had time to jump in.
That's why, because like I live in the UK now, so it's like I was waiting, it was like 11 p.m. I was like, where's 4.1.0, and it just didn't drop. So I had to go to bed, and I got home today. And I was like, oh, it actually finally dropped. And this is the thing, it's crazy, you know. Normally, when companies want to drop something or like an update or whatever, they give you deadlines and dates and like, yeah, we're dropping it at this time on this day, and they never hit their target. They postpone it all the time. I see this a lot with other games, especially the game I love the most, Ark. But in terms of like Star Citizen, like I haven't seen a point in time where they give you like a 4 week or a tome or like 4 month update on, oh, we're dropping this at this time. And I feel like that's a good thing, because when you give dates and then you can't like meet the dates, it gets people annoyed. So the fact that you don't really get a date, you get around this time, but you don't get a date and a time until the actual day or the day before, I feel like that is the smartest way to go, because people can't really get annoyed because you know you're ready by then. But if you say, oh, we're going to drop it in 2 months, and then 2 months later you're not ready, then you're kind of cooked. So I found it really weird that they said we're dropping it yesterday. Well, obviously not for me in my time zone, but they said we're dropping it yesterday, and it dropped yesterday. I am not used to that. I'm used to we're dropping it tomorrow, and it comes out 2 days later. That's what I'm used to.
It's very nice to just have the one build on my
Yeah,
end,
you know
two and
what?
not three.
That's true, man. Having like 3.2, 4.3, 4.0.1 PTU, 4.0 per live. Oh, it was so annoying, but now it's the only one.
4. So I can't say how well the patch is going, but it was stated by Cloud Imperium that its stability score is 8 to 10 times better than what the preview was at.
Okay.
And this stability score, I presume, is just a result that they get from running some internal stability test, but it should be
that's
a vast
good
improvement
number, I
over
guess.
what we had with preview. Now, as mentioned, I have not tried it, so I can't speak too much
Yeah, I
for
can't
what
say
has
nothing
improved.
either.
Hopefully people are now able to get in first and foremost without being stopped
Right.
by whatever bug stopping them launching.
Yeah,
or
the amount of bugs of like, oh, server is like shard is full, and I'm like, the shard isn't full. It'll say shard is full 10 times, and suddenly shard is not full, and you're sixth in line.
getting out of their habs or getting out of their hangar. I really hope you can now get in and actually play properly without too many issues. Now, I will be playing.
Did they fix the issue where the turrets at the bunkers that you're supposed to be protecting destroy your ship? Did they fix that? I kind of need that sorted. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of need that sorted.
But I have heard that elevators, particularly at New Babbage, are still very problematic, which personally I don't.
Oh no! The elevators at New Laggage are still lagged out. I thought they fixed New Laggage. Oh man, bro, best believe I don't care if they wipe this game 2 million times. I will never, ever choose New Laggage as my home station. After what I experienced during the Free Fly event, the IAE Expo, I am never ever returning to New Laggage. Unless there is a million buckaroonies waiting for me, I am never going to New Laggage.
Don't expect much improvement here for the elevators until the transit refactor is implemented, and there are still issues with hangar queues either lasting an incredibly long amount of time or indefinitely.
What?
But if it is playable again with no crashes or bugs stopping play.
But I thought that's what we were going to get fixed for 4.0 was most of the overlapping issues with the shard system. Because the hangar thing is really annoying, you know, because sometimes you can be waiting there for like 20 minutes to get into a hangar. And it gets frustrating sometimes. And the thing is, like, once it like disappears and it doesn't give you a hangar, I feel like for me personally, I don't want to spam it. Because I feel like if I spam it, I'm extending the problem. And I want to wait it out. But then I'll be waiting it out for like 20 minutes and I still don't get a hangar. So I feel like that was a big thing I was expecting them to fix. That's a little bit disappointing. I'm not gonna lie. I did think they were gonna fix the hangars issue because, like, come on, we need to be able to get in and out of hangars to play the game. But I guess it depends on where you are and how many people are going to be using that kind of hanger in like across the different shards.
Is even getting into the game. That is a big win. Please do let me know in the comments below what you have noticed about 4.0.1 Live. Are the hauling missions working? Are any missions working?
Hauling, yes,
How is
hauling.
performance both?
Hauling was the big thing as well, because most of the time you get a hauling mission, you call up the cargo, nothing comes up. Most of the time when you do the mission, you get the cargo, you put it in your ship and you deliver it. It says you haven't delivered it, or you have delivered like 1 out of 10 or 8 out of 10. So that was annoying. So if they fix that, I feel like, because I do want to, like, I know I said I don't want to try hauling again, but I do want to try hauling, but I want to try it on a larger scale with a bigger ship. I also want to get that tech suit, so I want to see how that fares. So it would be really nice to see that working properly, because there's a lot of money to be made hauling, and I feel like it's the most developed game loop right now. So if it isn't working, it's a little bit like, you got to blink twice at them, you feel me?
To what it was when they first dropped the 4.0 preview build light.
Our contested
Now, there was
working.
also a new vehicle released last night, being the MISC Fortune.
Oh,
I will
yeah, that
do
ship
more of
looks
a dedicated
pretty
look at it,
dope.
and I have yet to use it. But for those wondering my initial opinion on it, I'm not a personal fan of the Prospector design.
Yeah,
I don't
the design,
hate it.
I hate
it's
it.
quite a useful design, especially.
No, I don't like the design. Design looks weird. Like I'm just thinking like the exterior design looks weird, but the functionality is good, but the exterior just looks ass.
For mining, but it's just not my favorite style. The Fortune does look to have a pretty decent interior, though, with all of the bells and whistles that you would expect from a ship of this date, releasing today, and hopefully.
Yeah.
When
Okay.
the
Right.
gets its
I didn't really think of that. Yeah, it does look a lot like some of the newer ships you guys are like putting me onto and telling me to check out. The interior and whatnot. It looks like it's more in line and in tune with what they're planning to do long term. Because I feel like some of the ships I've used, like for example, the Aurora looked and felt very outdated. It felt like, because like I would use that, I would think, oh, this ship is so great. Then I rent something like a Seaman Spirit or something, and I'm like, that ship has such like bad features compared to this ship. And then when they released the Intrepid, I was looking at the Intrepid, I was like, this is like a starter ship as well, but it has so much more utility. It was better than the Avenger. It had so much more like places to put things and weapon racks and storage. And I was like, why is this so modern and more like in tune with all the things I'm doing in the game compared to this ship that I bought as my starter? It was just a little bit weird. So I feel like this ship does have all the new things that I'm getting used to since I've started playing the game.
No, I was very surprised it was just a solo salvager, but I think it was just the leaks that kind of misled us there. But happy to know that a medium salvager will likely be coming from a different manufacturer. Hopefully, Argo. Now, I think there are some good trade-offs between the Vulture and the Fortune to make people think and decide what they need.
Because I thought there was going to be
there
was going to be like zero
For example,
trade-off.
design-wise, I definitely prefer Drake. I am a Drake fanboy. Accessing
You're a Drake fanboy? No, we cannot be friends, man. You're a Drake bro.
boxes are much quicker and easier from the Fortune, especially considering it auto-dispenses, which is a big win above that of the Vulture.
Yeah, the
But
auto-dispensing,
personally,
yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of it sort of magically attaching those boxes to the cargo grid, especially with it being on the...
That's what I was saying. I was saying like, yeah, it's cool and it looks cool. And sometimes when it's like doing it, it actually looks properly, like it's done properly. But sometimes the boxes are just magically snapping. I don't necessarily like that. If you're gonna do it, I want every box to actually move through this circuit and get onto this rig. You can't just have it just come from here, disappear, and snap over here. It doesn't make sense.
Exterior, so it's visible to everybody, but it is what it is. This format
Again,
for the
another
Fortune
downside.
does make it very quick and easy to work as a group, supporting a salvaging process without needing to land as you would with a Vulture. So people should be able to just whip them off your Prospector, load them into their cargo
Right,
bay,
okay, yeah,
and
that
keep
makes
the
sense.
process moving, which I suppose is...
Right, like let's say you're playing duos or trios or whatever, and one of the someone is going out to find the ships to salvage. They'll ping it. The person in this ship flies over to them, starts salvaging. They go off to get another ship. Once this person says, "Hey, I'm full, guys," the third person comes over, takes all of those, flies off, and it keeps that makes sense. It's an easier way to flow it out, so the person driving the salvaging vehicle doesn't need to keep getting out of the vehicle, where it's like, you just come up and pull it out of them. But again, it shows people that I have all this RMC on me, like, come take it, and I don't think you have enough firepower to like defend yourself properly. So it's a win-lose situation, but I guess it's like it keeps it balanced, you know. So I'm not too mad about it.
One of the big trade-offs as well is that the Vulture's cargo is internal, so technically more protected than the Fortune's.
Way more protected.
I don't know if you're going to be able to whip off the cargo boxes when it's got its shields up. I don't think so. So it should still have protected cargo boxes on the Fortune, but that is another thing to consider. The Vulture scrapes faster, apparently. The Fortune can hold up to 38 SEU at a push, which I think you can fit 39 in the Vulture. Again, at a push, it gets a bit sketchy at times, so no big difference between them there, nor in terms of fuel and range. Apparently they're about the same. The Fortune is quite a bit smaller than the Vulture, which is definitely a big win.
Yeah, it's definitely a big win. The size,
easier to transport. You can
smaller ships, way better. See, you see that right there? I don't like that. Like, if you look at that right there, see the way it just goes from there and it snaps over there, and doesn't even show you the boxes moving. It just kind of like moves over. It's kind of weird.
Or in terms of fuel and range, apparently they're about the same. The Fortune is quite a bit smaller than the Vulture, which is definitely a big win, considering it's easier to transport. You can hold multiple in one hangar versus the Vulture taking up a bit more room. So overall, some great trade-offs there to kind of give each one strengths and weaknesses,
exactly right.
and then leave it down to
I like the fact that they made it like a level thing. Because my biggest thing is I like when games keep evolving and advancing, but after a while, they start making old things that are like the bread and butter of the game mundane and like useless. So I like the fact that there was a trade-off. Even though this is the newer ship, probably, when was the Vulture made? Like, this is probably like 2 or 3 years down the line from that. And they still made it a thing where it's like there's still trade-offs. Just because it's new and it's so far ahead doesn't mean it's just the better one. There is trade-offs. I really like that because it keeps everything balanced and makes sure that there's still a use for the old system, which is pretty nice.
Who they're going to be mining with and how they want to go about the process. Generally speaking, I think it comes down to, do you prefer or need convenience versus salvage speed? Or security, of course. But for me personally, I think I will stick to the Vulture. But it is actually very nice to see a second solo salvaging option.
You think, I feel like the newer ships are for new players. I feel like new players who haven't gotten to the part of their gameplay where they're almost dependent on the older ships that they're used to. Like, I feel like he's saying, like Super Mac Brother, I think he's saying that because he's probably really used to using the Vulture. I haven't tried either one yet, so I feel like at the start, when I try both of them, especially with my personal playing style, I might go to the Fortune. The Fortune might be the one I'm like, this is for me. I feel like I might just be like, the Vulture's a little bit too like old for me, and I'd want to use the Fortune because it's a lot easier. It's better for someone who's a solo player like I am, and then it's just more streamlined. I feel like that's what it is. I feel like it's gonna be more new players are gonna be trying to jump to the Fortune. Well, let's see. We'll see about it.
Again, a medium salvager is still big on many people's want list. And now one can come from another manufacturer, which I am very happy
it's way
about.
small. Look at the size
Anyway, that
of
is
it.
the video for today.
I have a lot of hope for 4.0.1 because there were so many problems with 4.0. And at the end of the day, I feel like once you knew the major problems, 4.0 wasn't that bad once you got on and you had a working server. So for now, haven't played it yet, I feel like 4.0.1, if it's better, might just be that cake we're looking for. The cake you're trying to eat that you can't eat because the game keeps bugging out. I feel like 4.0.1 might be that cake first. I want to see how it works, especially I think they're doing a free fly event as well, so they're gonna be stress testing the crap out of this build. So I feel like it's gonna be a little bit eye-opening to see what it's gonna look like for stability in 2025 for Star Citizen. But I do have high hopes. Y'all let me know how you guys probably been playing it. I haven't played it yet, but if you have, let me know what your opinions are. Is it working better? It's obviously gonna work better for the first few days, and then when things start getting a little bit more hectic, that's when we're gonna see it. Probably on the weekend is when we're gonna see the actual big disastrous events. But yeah, I'm not too bad at all. And the new ship looks like it might be a thing where someone like me might get that in the future because it looks like it's a lot more like user friendly, and I like that. Especially as a new player, it's like some of the older stuff is a little bit harder to use because I'm not used to all these systems since jump. I'm kind of just jumping in here like halfway through, and then there's like a lot of systems that I'm not going to be able to be used to or figure out as easily. So having the newer things that are like a little bit easier to use in these ships does make it a lot better. So I feel like I'm going to really enjoy that kind of ship. So damn, hopefully they add it to the game market soon so I can buy it in game. If not, I might have to splurge out a little bit more moolah, but you know what I'm saying? We will see. But yeah, don't forget this video was done by Super MacVerter. If you like what you heard, make sure you go check him out. If you like my opinions and my little bit of addition sauce, you feel me? Make sure to like and subscribe here as well. And I'll see you guys on the next one.